Now for the top story tonight, two other views of the Haitian disaster. Joining us from Los Angeles, Rick Grinnell, who served as a spokesperson for 4 U.S. ambassadors to the United Nations. And here in the studio, Sophie Delaunay, a executive director at Doctors Without Borders, a charity that does extensive work in Haiti. So the problems in Haiti for Doctors Without Borders, like in some sub-Saharan African countries, are enormous, are they not?
Absolutely, and they were even before actually the earthquake, because we were already operating 3 hospitals in Port-au-Prince, and we were the only operator of free emergency health care and obstetric health care.
Now, did you get hassled? Did Doctors Without Borders personnel get hassled in Haiti operating those hospitals?
Not particularly. I think that there is a very well acceptance by the population. It's always challenging to operate in this volatile environment.
So they left you alone?
Well, we are working with Asian people, and we are working in some unstable areas as well. And the population and the patients that we are treated are also suffering from the violence.
But did the gangsters leave you alone? Or did they try to extort money from... No, not of course. I mean, I've been to Haiti, and those people are rough people.
No, we didn't experience this kind of problem. And at the moment, our core priorities are to provide medical emergency aid to the people.
Look, I give a lot of money to Doctors Without Borders. You guys do very, very fine work. I'm trying to get the level of difficulty that you have operating in a place where there's no central authority. There's just simply no authority there.
Well, the main difficulty for us operating in this kind of environment is that we are kind of, subsidizing the Ministry of Health, because there aren't enough means, because the national staff, we're overwhelmed. The national staff is not paid properly, and therefore sometimes they don't show up to work because we collaborate with the Ministry of Health. So these are the kinds of problems that we
But you haven't been shaken down by the gangsters. They haven't come in and stolen your supplies or anything like that.
We haven't.
All right. Mr. Grinnell, with $3 billion since 1992 going into Haiti, plus U.S. troops, plus all kinds of humanitarian aid from all over the world, it doesn't make a difference. Nothing gets better there.
Well, it's actually a lot more than $3 billion. If you look at, the UN has been working on the Haiti issue since 1993 in some form or fashion. Billions of dollars have gone in there. For 17 years, we've been trying to get this problem fixed. It's a survival mentality. They're still trying to feed people and clothe people and trying to get their survival rate to come up. We've got a long-term problem here that now I think the American people are focused on.
Okay, but I still don't get, with all that money that's gone into that island, it's worse in 2010 than it was in 1992. It's worse. So where did all that money go?
No question about it.
Where did all that money go? Why hasn't anything gotten better there?
No question about it. But let me tell you, Bill, that the UN is just as frustrated. Their last report, they were
okay. I got it. I got everybody's frustrated. I've got everybody's mad. I've got everybody knows the problem. Where's the money? Where's the money?
Well, I think USAID has got to take control. They've got to go in.
You don't know where the money is,
they've got to set up the structure.
Mr. Grinnell, if you don't know where the money is, that's fine. But an enormous amount of money has gone to that island, and it's just disappeared. It has evaporated. Nobody knows where it is. That's the problem.
Exactly. The money is definitely unaccounted for.
Okay. See, that's a problem, doctor, because you need money. Doctors Without Borders needs money to operate. Okay? Americans are going to give money to Haiti. More than any other people on earth, we're going to give money. But then we say, Joe, if I give it, does it get to the people? Now, through your organization, it does, correct?
Yeah, and I think it's a very fair question. And I think every organization should be accountable for the money it gets and the money it spends in the name of humanitarian action. And there shouldn't be any exception to the rule. What I can tell you is how the money that we receive is spent on the ground. And historically, our policy has always been to operate on the ground in order to be able to monitor the situation.
But you don't deal with the Haitian authorities. You go in.
We do, of course.
You do. Now, do you have to pay those authorities? Do you have to give them money?
We pay taxes like everybody.
So you pay taxes to the Haitian government?
Yes, if we...
But here's what I don't understand.
Yeah, we pay our rent. If we rent a house, we pay local taxes.
Sure, if you're in a hotel, if you're food.
Absolutely.
But if you're going there to help the Haitian people, to heal their illnesses, why would you have to pay tax to the government for being there? They should want you there free. They should be paying you.
Well, you know, the thing is that in Haiti, the whole system has been relying on international assistance. It makes the economy, and I mean, people living there have to behave like normal citizens. Even though I'm not a U.S. citizen, I pay taxes in the U.S. So it's exactly in the same
situation, though, and a humanitarian group shouldn't have to pay any taxes.
But anyway, what is clear for us is that we know where the money that we have received from the U.S. population or from other countries, we know how it's spent, because
and that's why
we buy
I give
the food
you. That's why I give you money. All right, I want to get just one more question to you, Mr. Grinnell. You're going to have a telethon, George Clooney, all of this. I think Americans should give money, but I think President Obama has an obligation to really stringently watch the $100 million that were pledged. Correct?
Absolutely. There's a glimmer of hope here, Bill, in this terrible tragedy, in that Americans are now focused on this problem, and when we focus on a problem, we tend to solve the problem. I think USAID does a great job. Combined with our military, I think we can make a long-term difference. If Americans can not only respond, but remember in a year from now that we need to do more, and we need to continue to do more.
All right. We're going to watch it very, very closely. I may even go down there. Ms. Steelan, thank you. Mr. Grinnell, thank you. And we have a brand new BillO'Reilly.com poll question for you. Will you donate to Haiti? Yes or no? Next on The Rundown, Laura Ingraham will react to the earthquake.